Hello, saints of the Most High God. Welcome to another session of Breakthrough Praise. Amen. Praise in Jesus. Hope everyone is well. If you're not well, just keep the faith and the hope alive. The trust and hope of God, and not in yourself, and not in man or princes, but in the Most High God. Amen. So, just another day of praising and worshiping and thanking God for everything He has done, He will do, and continue to do in my life and in yours. Just give God the glory, the honor, the praise at all times, just do His name. Amen. And please remember to keep me in your prayers, because you know those are chosen that God can, that could shake the world and rock the world. The devil seems to be after more than anyone else. Amen. So I have a battle going on here. If you're a child of God and you say you're in the will of God and you do the work of God, I shouldn't have to ask you, I shouldn't have to beg you, I shouldn't have to, you see the issue, the issue, automatically pray for what the situation is. Amen? Because that's what I was doing. That's how God trained the 12 apostles to operate. You understand me? Peter said and Paul said when they saw when people came to them, they helped everyone. Nobody was turned away. They helped them in righteousness and in truth, in good. Never lay no evil on them, never make them sin. They helped them when cameras rolling, and when cameras stop rolling, they place evil back on them, from their own stock, their own demonic realm. So, you want to be in line with God as I do and as I am. You understand? Because I don't serve two masters, only one for me. Always and forever, there's only one God. Only one God. Amen? So I just say, to God Almighty as usual, I just thank Him for everything, and I hope it's the same in your life. Just doing some big up, shout out, light the candle to my God, and light the candle to Jesus Christ Yahweh. Amen. And just tell Him to just help us out of the darkness and keep us into His marvelous light, and just cover me from the blood of the fire, and everything on His heavenly courts, and the saints out there that really is wavering and not succumbing to the will of the devil. I pray the same as that in your life, because I can just say, but you have to come in agreement with me, and most of all, you have to come in agreement with the Most High God, because it's all about Him and His kingdom plan and the heavenly courts. Amen. So it's all about God. So most of all, you can do is come in agreement with men, physical man or devils, or even demon above the physical evil tongues and prayers, come in agreement with Most High God. So what He portrays Himself to be, the light that He is, the omniscient God, the omnipresent God, just bind the devil, bind everything that would hinder His prayer in your life, in your home, in your mind, in your soul, your spirit, your body, your vessel. Just bind every foul beast from the feet, His prayer, from intercepting, interceding, just cast us in fire right now. Destroy anything that would hinder, stop, and block the praises. In Jesus' name, in my life, and in yours. Amen. Through the blood, we pass it back to the pit of hell. Destroy with the fire of God. In Jesus' name, Holy Ghost fire. Father God, break every chain. Break every chain off of your people and myself, Jesus. Everything we cap in the enemy. If they know, Father God, destroy the evil plans, destroy the evil works. Father God, because you are told, you are true pastor of God, true teacher of God, and so you have the Spirit of God. You should not be entertaining the government, evil forces, evil churches, evil people, doctrine, and manipulation. You should run far from it and know that your feet be swift to do evil works. Amen. So I just ask God, to keep on covering me and bringing me to you, and just tell Him, that I'm tired, and I know if I'm tired, I know that His people out there is tired, the ones that want to get out, just give themselves totally, completely, 150% to the Most High God, the light over the darkness, and the darkness still trying to manipulate and take control, and trying to do that which is not in the will of God for my life and His people life out there to do. So, it's really sad, Sometimes you don't know when to give up or when to quit. Too legit to quit. For some reason that just oh Lord, give me strength. I'm laughing, but I'm very upset. You know, I'm very upset with how I see things going in the world. Amen. But and how we go with trying to just do good in my life to try to speak and then move out and do work. But, you know, he has no power control because everything is not. And my life is not my own, but Jesus is not his. My destiny is not the devil's, it's not his brother, it's not his minion, it's not his workers, it's no one else but Jesus Christ of Nazareth, my Father, our Father, Jesus Christ. So the Most High God, Yahweh, one God, one love, one joy, one comfort, one everything, salvation, everything. He is my God. Amen. So we're going to go into a brief prayer session today. We're just going to go into the regular Psalms 23. Amen. Psalms 23. We're going to go into the regular Psalms 23. We know it, we know with me. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. God leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for God is with me. His rod and his staff, they comfort me. God prepares a table for me in the presence of my enemies. God anoints my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord. And let me tell you guys out there, the proper way is not to be jealous of somebody else that has more than you or that God supplies with more, whether it be abilities or whatever, maybe property, finances. It's about, you know what, being content with what God gave you. You understand me? And he's a God that once he sees you know how to use the little that he gave you, he rewards you much. You understand me? Sometimes you give it, you know, step by step to see how you need it, how you will it, how you would work it, how you would, if you use it as will, you would make it supply more abundance than what he had given. If you strengthen it, nourish it, work on it, let it grow. Understand me? Then you see, okay, well, I can trust you, I can rely on you, I can rely on you that you would follow my lead and do my will and walk in my righteousness and my holiness and my commandments and do that which I did and still continue to do for my people, for my children, for my country, for my nation, for the nature, for economy, for you know, a brother from another mother, as you would say, you know, sister and brotherly love, and looking at one another, to see every man down, help him up. You know, if it's just a quarter prayer, I can say, well, God increase this quarter, you know, 20 times, give the man something to eat at least. You understand? Don't just walk by and go, oh, well, if he didn't do this, you know, if he didn't do if he did this, you know. It's not about that. God said, you know, that if a man fell down 20 times, 100 times, I think it was Peter and Paul that actually mentioned that in their books, that the real way to do the rules, the commands and follow God's doctrine is that if a man fell down, no matter how much time a man fell down, they kept coming back to their church and finding them. They continued helping them. They don't look at them, oh, well, I helped you and I got you delivered how many times and I got you healed how much time and I got you out of the muck and the mirror, the fire how much time, the light death how much time, and you keep going back on my goodness for you. That's not the right way to do things. You know, no matter how much time a man fall, sometimes it's not by their own making. You all understand that already. I'm not to go into that. You're in the world. You travel anywhere, you go anywhere, and some polluted area, more in this area, somewhat polluted this area, that area, and people want to try their dirt because you know what? They don't have faith. You understand? When a man don't have faith in God or trust in God, they tend to, you know, believe other things, do other things, worship other things. It's, you know, and a lot of times it's not their fault. Amen? It's not their fault. But I just tell God all the time, just keep me. You know, just protect me and shield me. And everything that the enemy tries to do is still condemn me how I destroy from me and your people, Lord God. To break every yoke of bondage, every chain of jealousy, unrighteous work. Remember when God gave the 12 apostles, he didn't just choose one. He chose 24, and then 12 failed, and then he chose, then the 12 were left, and he said that did I not choose you? Did I not choose you, guys? He wants the whole world to do his will. He wants the whole world to get the comforter and the Holy Spirit and the power of one doctrine. He wants the whole world with him. And if it's possible, his love, the whole world to make it in heaven. But he, the God that he is, he cannot delude himself or lie to himself because everyone's not coming into it. That's just a fact. Spiritually, physically, people out there telling other people at the same time convince them that everybody's going to hell. Because they're already told you the devil's past the usually is going to bring down people and the same spiritual and physically to just destroy and plunder the spirit. But God comes for you to have life and have it more abundantly. So just as you can buy them, that's one of the reasons. And just ask the Lord God to continue to keep you around your way this walk of life. That everything that is meant that the devil try to throw my way, but God, He said, no weapon come against me and your people shall never prosper. And that it is cancelled out in your name and destroyed by the blood of fire.